to the other. Let's turn it off as well. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't stream yesterday because I felt somewhat crap because I didn't sleep very well. So I figured I'd pick up today instead, doing that final little jaunt into Doom: The Dark Ages. Just checking everything good down here. Not over there. Okay. So it's running. That's good. Going there. Right. Let's load up Doom. The other good thing is it means I can talk about the new episode of Doctor Who that was on today. But I'm not intending to spoil anything. I don't know why I don't just load it up beforehand. Okay. So as promised, gonna do one more session of doing the Dark Ages, and then on Monday I'll switch over to something else. Haven't decided what yet. I'll decide tomorrow. Let's see. Might end up being a thing where I don't decide until the last minute. Usually what I do. Where the fact that my OBS. Okay, no, I think it was just because it was loading. But okay, so at least obviously at the end of this session, we'll be halfway through, which is pretty good. I need to stop absolutely clouting my pop filter. Trying to remember where are we up to the end of the previous bit? Were we just suddenly in hell?
Yes, that would be less useful.
No harm must come to her. She is the heart of Argent.
Now I once again give
Then why didn't she use her sorcery?
not a shit about these characters.
The true scope of that human's power is unknown to her. The ceremony, it must take place in my world.
Of course.
The heart is found. Now give to me what is owed. Return our God to us.
Close the gate.
The issue I have with this is that it's all well and good to have like a mysterious antagonist, sort of cloaked in mystery, things like that, but you have to make them actually interesting.
We've tried to attack you before,
I feel like
but we
Expedition
couldn't break
33
through to
does that
Azra's
really well.
fortress. Look out for
It's
damaged
not so
saplings.
much.
You may have to repair one to reach the target.
Literally don't know how we got into hell. I'm trying to think of the end of the previous level, but I literally can't think of it. that was good. It doesn't show on screen, but I actually just completed the mastery challenge for the shotgun. It was an achievement for it. Which probably helped from last session when I just kept running up to enemies and absolutely unloading the shotgun into them. This week's Doctor Who's really good though. It's quite like they did a whole thing of like bringing stuff together and connecting up a fair few of the dots. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the final episode for the season. Then we will have no Doctor Who for at least a couple of years, because apparently they're going to do a hiatus. I do hope that the BBC thinks about doing more sci-fi stuff. I feel like the BBC does so many different types of shows, but pretty minimal on sci-fi. Well, actually, they're minimal on a lot of things, really. So when I was in university, there was a guy who came in and was talking to us, and he worked at the BBC, and I talked to him a bit about sort of like animation and things like that, and he straight up told me that, yeah, the BBC is not interested in doing animation, which he thought was a really bit of a poor idea. I agreed with that, because you should always embrace any sort of different medium for telling stories. The record launcher. It'll be fun. I mean, to figure them out. And I did every other one. So, close fish can be risky, yeah. I wondered. Second, the launch class guns. Between the guns. Oh. That's kind of clever, actually, to have the grenade launcher and rocket launcher be similar in height. I had to test it. But I do think, and I've said this time and time again, like I think the UK, like England as a whole, we have this weird negative mindset when it comes to like animation. You just don't seem to want to actually embrace it as a form of like storytelling. And the people who I was on a course with at university, they just absolutely no interest in it. The idea of anything animated to them was just absurd. But it's like, animation is a really interesting way to tell stories, so using it just seems ridiculous to me. No, it looked like it wasn't lava, but it was. This is slow moving, they mean it. Additional enemies? Oh, no, they must just come out. I just don't understand anyone who disregards animation. Seems baffling, really, to cut off a form of storytelling like that. Where did... Oh, is it just... You just have to run and jump across? That would... Yeah. Little secret. And it's funny because like I've talked about this before, that I think the reason that England doesn't see animation
Alert. 2 health
as something
cans
important
detected.
is because we never had our Simpsons moment. Or what I sort of mean by that is that we never had a show that sort of pushed the boundaries and sort of helped it along, which I feel like The Simpsons really did in terms of sort of more adult humour. Sort of did pave a way for things to change as how people saw animation. Because I'm sure like the animation for adults was not as much of a thing before that. In terms of like American animation, when I sort of think about it, like it was very focused on the kids stuff. And that's the issue, we just have never had that. Yep. Hi, Alison. Nope, I can't do that.
After you take those out, we'll be clear to get one of those Atlins working again.
Updating markers.
Oops, no, wrong gun. There's still the problem with this game of trying to keep track of which gun is which on the weapon wheel. Secret door. And I ought to look into that actually with the thoughts of like how animation might have changed in terms of audience. Because maybe it was The Simpsons that sort of helped spark it, but I actually don't know. Just tends to be where my sort of focus goes to in talking about why animation sort of changed audiences. I really love the sort of tight, tiny-ass corridors. Well, I've only been going for about 13 minutes, but it's going okay. Okay, secret key, it's over there. Let's see. Well, it did something, I just don't know what it did. Knew there had to be another one. Son of a bitch, this game. really like doing. I think by now I'd have cottoned on to that. Really have not. I wonder if I can just jump across. Where's this asshole come from? Yes. Murder! Ow, fuck. So fire is not the best move. Stay here. Scale. Any enemies? Oop. Everything on this. Give me credit here, that's he's solidly on the wall. I wonder if... Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ. Stop falling off shit, you idiot. Okay, well, I should probably back. So let's do that. Oh, I gotta do the fighting here first. Shocks, it's doing so much work. I got the idea game of thing of having to be harder to see stuff like that, but at the same time, it's bastard ideas. You ought to be kidding. Are these what? I mean, just that on its own would probably be a problem. Well, I don't know the others. machine am I thinking of? Danger to something, I just can't think of what it is. Oh, it might be. Yeah, I think it is. It's cheese or wasn't it? I'm thinking it's the cheese. Talk about cheese, you don't expect to pop into your head. So why Chiefs and Gusto on playing Dude? Strange combination. Ouch. Really do understand. So having the parry and block system on this still. Second armor. Health. Yeah, useful. Kind of a tracking nature of the attacks. Halo is what he uses. Usually. There's definitely the other issue with them doing this whole make it so you can't really see. It's kind of eliminating the whole fun of the game and being able to just destroy what it is. Just stop blocking those when I see them. It feels like a move that I shouldn't. I was putting the time to be singing out of me. Always is the time to be singing out of me. So. That really is just a new version of the Marauder, isn't it? It does just absolutely kill the momentum of the game. It's a lovely day. And you're a kid to play. Got lots of bills to pay. Every hour goes so slow. The end of the day, there's nowhere to go. That builds into wait a minute. What do you do to be in English? No. I think the sequence of songs that I haven't queued. Jesus. Literally couldn't even see. I like it now because Preston sings the refrain. What do you do with the B in English? When it's introduced, it appears in Songs to You. Does that mean he sings it beforehand? Okay, I gotta look it up. It is irking me in such a stupid way that I can't remember the song order to Avenue Q. It should be Q theme. What do you do with the being in English? The Legion say it sucks to be me. Yeah, thought it did. There's no point in having Preston sing the refrain to What Do You Do with the BA in English in Sucks to Be You if it sucks to be me if it's hasn't already been heard by the audience. You find it funny that the third song in WQ is the If You Were Gay song instead of the song so many people learnt about it. Fuck! When did it? Weird that should be at all be able to be affected by movement when it should just send you straight forward. Yeah, I would think that If You Were Gay is the most well-known song from Avenue Q. We just got passed around so much sort of viral video all of it. At least to me it did. If you were gay, that'd be okay. I mean, 'cause hey, I like you anyway. And you will see it was me. Feel free to say was gay but done. Let's try to read this book. You were queen, I'd still be here to you, cause you're dear to me, knowing that you me too. Was good. Just be with you. Jen. What is the point of this area? Oh, I guess just to line up instead of doing it the way I did it. That makes sense. Gentlemen in the beam. Guys. Time for what? I really ought to sort out a playlist of like songs from musicals and stuff like that. I don't know why I don't have a direct playlist like that on my phone. It's very strange. much like how many musicals I listen to and songs I sing for them. You would think at such ranges the accuracy of the spider demon would go to shit, but apparently one way to do it. And we went down and down, and feeling feelings. And see how sad you are. What it makes me happy. Sound of you and nature, nothing I can do. It's not important. I love you. People like you and me, and not around my family. People see us, they don't want to lose. That makes them feel great. Find a vital service to society. You and me, John and Boydell. Better comes, better comes. So who the leader of the area is now. I'm getting hit by those, but I haven't seen him at all. Yep. I feel like of the various songs from Avenue Q, maybe that's the one not to sing. Yes. Just respect me a little. In my world now, I got friends on the other side. So, I'll trick you. Where's the line there? I think it is just little poetry gentlemen's we have down there. Yes, that's what I have down here. Let's see. relaxing with you. I think I'll be sure and some tea. The deep into your why the streams and tree. We done to the things I mean trap. The friends on the side. It's such a good villain song, as I decided. So there's a few songs that I actually can actually sing in key. Also, try and keep as much of a gap between me and the leader as I can. It's kind of ridiculous that he can somehow start firing before I even step into his field of view. It's kind of obvious in a way that the game must be tracking movement in that regard. Oh, my health. Thanks.
Hellfire core identified. Destroy it to disable the cannon.
It was worth a shot. I sure hope there wasn't collectibles up there that I was supposed to grab. Because that would be really annoying if I let that. No, doesn't look it.
Updating local map. One hell cannon remains.
Okay, so it looks like that would throw me up onto there. Okay. Really should not be a thing where you can alter your trajectory in the air. really don't know why my nose decides to get so itchy as I'm using home stream. Whoop. And music. I thought I should. Oh no, yeah. Need to go down to the right and around because it's blocked me off before when I was opening that. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Huh. Even Impaler Spikes apparently does pretty well against those guys. I may have to remember that. Okay. Do that till at least. Yes. The new is now. Oh, Jesus, every time these nailed him in the face. Yeah, climb up here. Why does this feel so sudden? The moment early does it. Rushing. Where's this feeling? It is been happening. Slowing. Until clothing, your thing. Just say, I love it all. A little treat, and small. Into grow. Into acceleration. Into destination. Feel it so strong. It's a bad idea to run all the way through that. She's a terror, she's a turtle to show us. To reside, so it's fine. Tell you, how does anyone think The Wicked is a story about friendship? It is in so many levels not a story about friendship. Acceptance and change, as someone said to me, it definitely is, but friendship, it is just not. I mean, for half of it, like half, 3/4 of the musical, Elphaba and Glinda basically are at odds. Just with Glinda being an absolute racist, which she is essentially, given the nature of everything else is going on. And then basically being, oh, it doesn't matter how you're being treated, I don't care, I more focus on my own self-interests. It's like, oh, he is not your friend. Well, I bet anyone can say that Wicked is about friendship, it's just insane. Utterly not reading the text. How does someone sit through the entirety of Wicked with all of the sort of breathless references to the authoritarian regime of the wizard, and just go, oh, it's a play about friendship. What? It's not paying attention to the sort of the obvious. Not even like the musical hides the nature of it. Its whole point is using misinformation and sort of things straight out of a fascist playbook to control information. Although I will say the first person who ever said that to me, who tried to say that it was about friendship, really didn't look into the deeper sort of context of everything. It was more stating, oh, well, they say friends and friendship in the songs. It's like, that's not how that works. That's not how that's not how subtext works. How themes work either. They did also try to pull the whole thing of saying, oh, well, how many times have you actually watched it? And you go, that's always a moment where, you know, someone is trying to, you know, they don't really have a leg to stand on because they're basically trying to discredit you. There's that moment where you need to, you know, want to put your point forward, you need to kind of say, you know, this is why it isn't. Jesus Christ. But the director of the Wicked movie said the same thing, though, that it's a play about friendship. It's like, no, it's really not. Baffling that anyone could come to that conclusion. Don't use that very much. There's one way. Also get an achievement, which is good. What's a this poor reading of the text? So I think Wicked is about friendship. I did find it funny though when that I was talking to said that and tried to say, oh well, the actress who played Alphabet, one of the actors who played Alphabet, like, told me that it was. And it's just like, doesn't mean she's correct. Given that she was probably talking to people when they were relatively younger, she probably wasn't going to go, well, musicals actually goes into themes of authoritarian rule, fascist nature, but you know. Of course she's going to say it's about friendship. I do know how to get up on there. Probably when the guy appeared I should have charged him, and that would have been how I did it. I don't know why it feels the need to tell me the Sentinel Shrine has been detected after I've seen it the first time. It feels like a weird choice. Yeah, there's all that stuff back there. I need to go and locate first before I go anywhere else. think I need to go up here to get to the secret stuff. Yeah, so they drop down. No, because I couldn't get to it that way. I mean, there's a whole... Oh, I wonder if I need to go back down and around. I wonder if I'm just going out the wrong angle. That would explain things. I'm going to the theatre again for a few months. Whoa! Does even fire block my bullets? It's a weird choice. No, it doesn't. I think it was actually the... I have a look at something. Stand on top of this, it goes up. Secrets! No, I can see that, but I can't get through that. Huh. Okay. Kind of thought that going around that way was... Interesting. Moments again where I go, what have I missed? Does that sound... I wonder. Oh, wait, got it. I will say in this game, it's sort of roaming nature that you have to do with it. It's not great when you have to sort of backtrack and sort of areas sort of sealed off and stuff. So that. There's a bit we can link to there. So how do you get to there then? If the doorway, which is at the back, is sealed. Unless it's a situation where I need to go do that first, and that unseals it. Which, knowing this game, could be. Would make sense. Issue. Oh yeah, using the rocket launcher as a weapon, not a good move. Terrible choice. Absolutely no sense. Because it's such long working ranges, it's difficult to pin down. just him to deal with. Almost just him to deal with. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Nope, it's not him. Different noise. If I just stood there, the guy just runs past. Something up there it's gonna deal with. Let's just go break this first.
All hell cannons destroyed.
There's a power core nearby that still holds a charge. You can use it to get the other Atlan online.
It does sort of feel a bit limited with this game in the fact that basically you'll either fight a normal version of an enemy or sometimes you'll fight an enemy who has armor. But that's kind of it. I know the original Doom did not have a huge amount of different enemies, but I'm like halfway through the game and I feel like most of the time I'm just fighting the same stuff over and over again. So why are the glory kills like restricted to those moments? So why is it like there's so much of this game that I really don't understand in terms of design decisions. It makes zero sense to me. Oh look, it's that guy again. Really, to a degree, if some of the 5-star reviews for this game weren't a sort of like Phantom Menace situation where people sort of were like, no, it has to be good, it has to. Then, you know, once a few years go by and you sort of, it gets reevaluated, people go, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't good for this reason, and this reason, and this reason. Too much. Headphones got caught. It does feel like though that they just a lot of the enemies kind of been designed to justify the shield instead of it being a fun mechanic. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that, you know, an idea has been good in theory, but then in execution it kind of goes awry. That is definitely how some of the sense of feeling.
Energy level stable at 92%.
Ah, there we go. Did figure that that's me. Let's see, what's the exit for the area as well. like I said, it's just feels like so much of this has been designed that they came up with the idea about the shield and then they've designed the entire game around the shield. Which isn't a good idea. Then suddenly everything is so heavily focused instead of being as a like additional thing you can do. It's just the focus of everything you should be doing. I honestly think I might just finish this level and then stop, because it is kind of obvious. I'm playing this more out of like obligation than actual fun, I feel like. It's definitely a thing where maybe offline, not on stream, I'll just continue it and finish it, but yeah, it's definitely lost me somewhat at some point. Yep, let's pull things. Because fireworks. Bother using the rocket launcher. Okay, if this is using the robot again, at least that might be somewhat fun just to finish off.
Autopilot engaged. System reboot in progress.
The party starts saying, "Oh, it's a reminder because you haven't done this whole sort of sequence in a while now." What is that? That's... noise is exactly how I feel with this. Just... I get... they were, you know, the idea of it, but... it really just doesn't feel... that fun or interesting. Especially these bits, I mean, it's like
Asric Fortress is
so
ahead.
repetitive. Weird that there was just this giant pod in the midst of everything. It's also going to... I just felt like this whole... these sequences would have been more interesting as like an end game set piece where, you know, you need a way to escape from hundreds of demons, and they go, well, you know, there is a giant robot. Whereas instead, this is just keep pulling the right trigger until stuff dies. You know, also that whole thing I was talking about before about how half the time with these enemies, it's just they have armor, great armor. Keep going. There's a limit to how entertaining something can be if it's not really doesn't really have the fun to back it up.
Have confirmed that Asric's signal is still inside.
Yeah, I might do the Impaler one. Yeah. Yes. Still don't think I've seen that groundfisher thing really kick in as much. Hold up, hold up. Should have expected that, I really should. The most obvious moment. So it's a little small. Just seeking ways on my darkness. I don't know. It's not really. It's all well and good to have that, but it's just. I do just think this. For some reason, this is just not resonating in a way that it feels almost like it should be, but it just really isn't. Also, getting like different skins for the guns is super interesting as a collectibles thing. Because I'm not really paying attention to how my guns look throughout the game. And maybe if they had some slightly different effects to it, stuff like that, that would have been interesting. Just, oh, your gun looks different. It's phenomenal when most of the game as well is, I feel like it's quite well lit and you're going to see it, and it's going to be a really obvious thing. There are games where that idea works. This is not one of those games. Him in the face. But I wonder, with the spider demons, does every shot count as a headshot? Because they are kind of just one big head. Yeah, just so much of the game seems to be focused around the shooting. Just so many questions.
Our time will come.
I'm just thinking about how repetitive this feels. It seems funny because I've played Hades, both 1 and 2, so much, countless times. And for all intents and purposes, Hades is a very repetitive game, and yet I can play Hades on repeat without any sort of issue. Whereas in comparison, this just feels... I don't know. Well, less.
Our time will come. I don't think I will try playing through Eternal again. What do I do on stream? I probably will. I might do it on stream. No full decision, but I have did say about it. I feel like that would be more interesting. So at least that's more of a proper game of Doom. Even if it has the Marauder, which is just solidly my least favourite of any enemy in Doom. Into the spaceship. Trying to maneuver my friends.
Our time will come.
Okay. It's getting a little old having to look out this corridor to
Our time will
get
come.
this again. Never mind, I just cannot get into the rhythm of this fight.
Our time will come.
Hopefully we'll hit me along.
Our time will come. Our time will come.
Grab the armor now. Chance. That's the other thing as well, isn't it? It does seem like the enemies basically end up spawning in, already firing and knowing exactly where I am. It is weird. It's an odd choice.
Bishop Creed has called a meeting with me. We need you at the command station. Opening a portal now.
Okay, so that even that just doesn't really feel very like, literally. I don't know. What was the point of that if at the end of the day it's just like, oh yeah, the thing we went to do we didn't manage to do, and it's just Christ. This plonks me down, like, given the fact that it's... I'm guessing something's about to happen.
His Eminence, the Bishop Creed, has arrived. Access control zones in effect.
Like, you go to the map, it's like, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be some fighting going.
Security clearance required. Access denied. Access denied. Attack warning red.
Am I supposed to do something? I mean, it looks like something here will happen.
Please evacuate the facility.
Yep.
This base is under attack. Scramble the air unit. All hands to battle stations.
Seems to be... Okay, no. Looks like you just have to go down, then you can go out and around.
They must be after the Creed.
Hull breach. Damage on multiple levels. Move the Creed to the command deck.
Such a thing as continue to play a game out of just sheer stubbornness, because kind of what it feels like at the moment. Just sheer, like, I don't know. Not quite sort of hate or anger, it's more just
Portal opening above the
feeling
command
like I
station.
should, but
Something
I need
massive
to.
is coming through. We need air support. Ensign, prepare the Slayer's Dragon.
Oh great, another dragon mission. Those were so fun the last time. We'll have so much fun just flying about silently and then holding in position to fire and dodge one enemy. You know, so much fun. Okay. I'm sure if I had to really finish off that Mancubus, they seem completely harmless to me. But okay, yeah, it looks like it's come back through afterwards.
Communications are jammed. We can't reach Valen or Novik. Keep trying.
Okay. Right. Do we get up there through here, or is it afterwards? Would be the question. Oh, wait. I know, we already knew we can't go through there. Something new. EFG. Ravager. Different for the skull. So spread of powers of tunnel damage. Yeah, I will say the fact that there's not a lot of way to tell the difference between those two guns. Not even the little symbol on the weapon wheel is not phenomenal for that. It's definitely not good design. You should be able to see it with it. You should be able to tell at a glance. I do think that if I wasn't streaming this, I would feel like I would have stopped playing a while ago. That's the only reason I'm still actually going. The number of times I've just sort of like died out of nowhere because I'm just not really fully paying attention is good. That was meant to happen. It'd make it really easy to murder. I kind of wonder how are these people surviving without the Slayer, because for all intents and purposes it seems like without him they were just getting the crap kicked out of them. There's a launch pad or something nearby. Here it is. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it looks like I can't get to there until afterwards.
We can't stop them.
you not allowed to move in the elevator? So many strange choices. Kind of cold, but the same bullshit they've done countless times. Moving maps, which I should have been. Which way meant to we go? That way. Yeah, so I guess it's about the reticule for the gun. Let's tell you which one it is. The gun, there's not a lot of sort of difference in its design. Yeah, because it's a different setting, but still. does seem weird that I guess they're not quite imps, but the Spectre enemies used to be the equivalent of the sort of pig-style demons. But they do not really sort of seem like the equivalents of the pig demons from the originals. Why does the Impaler's attack drop off so quickly? I just try and get through this bit, but I am definitely getting close to just stopping on this. I'm trying to decide what I would want to play next. Because I was thinking for Monday to do RoboCop, but I just wonder about playing another FPS so quickly after this. Oh, I feel bad for that Hell Knight. came out the door and immediately was shot on the head. What was that? No, I think I'm done. I'm just not enjoying it. I'm just not enjoying playing it. That's all. Okay, so I think what I'll leave it there, and because I was streaming for 2 hours, we got through another chunk, but I'm just really not enjoying it. I just don't think it's a good. I don't think it's a very good Doom game to a degree. I might try and play it some more like off stream, but I really don't know. Okay, so I will be back on Monday, possibly with RoboCop, Rogue City, maybe with something else if I don't feel like playing an FPS quite so quickly again, and instead just sort of give it a bit of a gap. It's funny, you can't hear it, but I can. I've still got the soundtrack to Doom in my ear because I can hear the game running, but it shouldn't be coming through while it's on here. So yeah, so thanks obviously for watching. See you on Monday, and hopefully you have enjoyed it somewhat, and hopefully I will find something that's a bit more entertaining, something I can be a bit more sort of fun with, instead of something that I just really have just begun to despise, I think, more than anything else. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and see you next time.